In the heart of a forgotten colonial mansion, shutter clicks capture more than memories. They summon shadows that thirst for the living. Isabela lived for silence. The kind of silence that wrapped itself around peeling walls like a shroud, the weight of abandonment pressing so firmly it felt tactile, like the rough scrape of cracked plaster beneath trembling fingers. Her camera was an extension of her soul, a weapon against the decay of time. The Andrade Manor whispered promises of forgotten stories hidden beneath layers of grime and rot, perched lonely atop a wind-battered hill along the Sao Paulo coast. The air was dense as she approached, pressed close by the chill breeze that carried the scent of brine and old wood, an earthy musk tinged with rust and dust. The manor's silhouette loomed jagged against the twilight, its broken windows like hollow eyes that watched her arrival. A man, tall but stooped, with his voice barely above a breath and eyes darting like trapped birds, handed her a key forged of tarnished metal, cool and oddly heavy in her palm. "Just don't stay here after midnight," his words lingered, a brittle echo in the hushed air. "That's when they walk." She offered a tight smile, dismissing the warning as old superstition wrapped in caution, an attempt to cloud her practical mind. But the house didn't accept dismissal so easily. Her first night unfolded with a subtle menace, heavy shadows scuttling just beyond the edges of her flashlight's trembling beam. The hall stretched before her, a cavernous space breathing in stagnant stillness with walls mottled in decayed wallpaper, curling like dying leaves. She raised her camera, lens capturing the sharp contrast of peeling paint and fractured glass, when a movement, a flicker caught her eye. There, behind the cracked archway, a figure, tall and gaunt, draped in decades, old clothes that swayed as if carried by a faint, unseen breath. A shadow solidified in the lens, yet non-existent in the unassisted eye. 3 frames confirmed the apparition's creeping approach, each image bringing it closer into sharp, oppressive focus. The air turned bitter cold, seeping through sealed windows as if the mansion inhaled her fear. Her breath billowed white in the flashlight's weak glow. At 11,050 p.m., the beam faltered, flicker, darkness, then fragile light again. The corridor bore the sound, soft, haunting footsteps dragging slowly, rhythmless, as if bare feet scraped against the stone floor. Echoes bounced wildly, indistinct, disorienting. A stench of damp earth and sickly sweetness invaded her nostrils, thickening the air with decay. A cracked mirror on the wall caught her reflection, and behind it, a frozen tableau. Men and women in Victorian garb, their pallid faces ghost white, eyes hollow like empty sockets, standing motionless yet unmistakably watching. Their presence hung like a shroud, suffocating the room. When she spun to confront them, the space behind her was empty, silence pressing her ears flat as a trapped thing. Her heart galloped, a frantic beast in the cage of her ribcage. Then, midnight struck. 3 muffled tolls of a distant bell vibrated through the bones of the house, each chime deeper, more resonant than the last, an oppressive heartbeat pounding against her sanity. Flickering candles in the chandeliers burst alive simultaneously, their flames hissing like a chorus of whispered breaths igniting the vast hall in trembling light. The figures materialized again, filling the room with a suffocating presence. Their faces were pale voids, eyes erased, mouths moving in silent symphony, uttering incoherent whispers that slithered beneath her skin. The temperature plummeted further, cold fingers caressing her spine, wrapping her in frost despite her heated terror. One woman stepped forward, a delicate remnant wearing a tattered black veil and a dress torn like ragged shadows in moonlight. She halted inches from Isabela, tilting her head with a slow, eerie grace. From behind the veil, a whisper slid into Isabela's ear, a voice like wind rustling dry leaves that sent chills spiraling down every nerve. "Now you'll stay too." The flashlight surrendered to darkness, light snapped back. The hall was empty. Silence bled into the space like thick fog. But she was no longer just visitor. The photos told the truth. A pale figure stood among the ghosts. The new shadow in the time-frozen gathering, trapped in the manor's mournful embrace forever. And somewhere, far away yet unmistakably close, the faint toll of a bell warned those who still wandered outside, promising the silence behind the doors was no longer theirs to claim. Dare to see what lingers behind closed doors. Step into the shadows of Andrade Manor. If you can face the silence that watches back,